ready, but I don't want to rush it. Just a running channel. Now, in the future week, my goal is to have a lower third for all 32 teams so that kind of stat lips that I can get like since I got the leaderboard all filled up. How can we ever deliver those on the broadcast? Desktop audio 2 is your audio channel. You're okay. That's the intro. See how it's grayed, John?
Dallas, Texas, where the mics are hot and the football even hotter. It's UFL Primetime. And tonight's matchup, the St. Louis Rivermen come to the Lone Star State to take on the Dallas Talons. My name is Josh Circle. I'll do a play-by-play for you tonight. With me in the booth, once again, my very good friend for the next 2 hours, John Warren. John, what do you like about this matchup tonight?
Oh, I love a tight end matchup. Two tight ends, Homer J and Neil Rivers. Two absolutely star tight ends who are really difference makers for this team. On the other side of the Rivermen, we've got Junior McCray, who is a really good running back. He's going to be running into one of the best defensive lines in football. Can't wait to see what happens in this game.
Dallas will begin the game with the football, and they will kneel it in the end zone. And the Talons will start out at the 20. Camera duty Sim football veteran under center here for the Talons on 1st and 10 at the 25. Duty will dump it out over the middle. That is caught. Neil Rivers, his first catch of the game. Second and
Right
one.
on time. Right on time. Neil Rivers, first catch of the game. He's both a big threat and a security blanket type target for Cameron Duty.
We were singing his praises before we even
I
got on
was.
the air. In a very majestic, dulcet tones, I must say. Play action for Duty. Here on 2nd and short. That's caught into plus territory. Dallas wasting no time whatsoever. Cam Duty perfect on the drive so far.
I mean, we got straight to kickoff, but I didn't even get to say that Cameron Duty only had 4 incompletions last week, and he is off to a very hot start already.
Over the middle, they're finding Rashad Lockley for his first catch, making a player miss. Ooh. Already into plus territory on the cusp of field goal range. And you expect nothing less from this Dallas offense. And you mentioned how hot they were last week, and they are picking up right where they left off. No wideouts on the field here on 1st down. Duty under center. Everybody in the box for St. Louis. Now hand it off anyway, up the middle. Wasting no time, it's Trevius James with his first carry of the game. Good for 13 yards.
God, that hole was massive. This offensive line, these guards are a little inexperienced, a little under-talented, I would say, for what this team has been able to do. But they just opened an outstanding hole there for Trevius James. Maybe they were looking for another pass, but it shouldn't have been because they were in a pretty big jumbo package there. Trevius James, 13 yards on his first carry.
And we've seen this trend a lot where the team that starts with the football seems to be running downhill early. And Dallas upholding the trend here as well. The throw to his right this time. That is caught. Number 17, Freddie Grady, his first catch of the game. Let's take a look at the big boys up front. Oh, we got some heifers up here. Jacob Bergston with the backs and receivers and where it's at, John.
Yeah, there's a lot of speed, a lot of quickness, and a lot of talent in the skill position set. They're going to be really busy tonight.
Jacob Bergston, left tackle, probably the hog and chief there on that offensive line. Duty going play action once again. Throwing toward the corner. That is caught. Lockley again. Punching away here on the opening drive.
I like how Cameron Duty does his fakes. He really sells out the fakes. We just had that draw fake and that screen out. It didn't go for much, but it wouldn't surprise me if we see more of that. And then there was a play action setting up that really nice curl route to Rashad Lockley. He is just a home run hitter. Small player, but super fast. Great hands.
Dallas in the red zone now. Here on their opening drive. You see the numbers there for Lockley already. Duty will go back to the ground. Up to the right side this time. And Trevius James inside the 10. Some of the stars on the defense for the St. Louis Rivermen. Dylan Collins among them, John.
Yeah, Collins is a special player up there up front. And we also have to, of course, talk about free safety Dynamite McCray, who might be their best defensive player. He's going to be all over the field. Run coverage, pass coverage, you name it. He's just kind of a Swiss Army knife for the Rivermen.
And now Cameron Duty with 2 backs behind him this time. Trevius James and then Shane Vincent. And he finds James. And James down maybe a yard or 2 there. 3rd and 6.
Yeah, the timing was just a little bit off on that screen. I think if that had gone out to Trevius James a little bit faster, might have been able to get to the outside on the far side, maybe even score a touchdown.
Duty in the shotgun now. First time we've seen that tonight. 3rd and 6. Under pressure. Going to the end zone. That is caught. Did he have his feet in? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Neil Rivers.
Neil Rivers there just towing the back of the end zone. Amarillo, Texas's proud son, Neil Rivers. What a catch. We knew he was going to have a big game, and boy, he is not disappointed. Just mere minutes into the game, he's got his first touchdown, the first points on the board in this ball game.
Yeah, they're going to take a look at this, but I was confident he had both feet in. But just
as
we look at the replay here, but let's talk about the drive in general. Just an absolute dismantling of the St. Louis defense by Cameron Duty as soon as he stepped on the field.
Yeah, and I think it's more about how hot this offense has been more than I think the Riverman's defense not being prepared. I think they will adjust. They'll make adjustments. They'll get into more of a rhythm, understand what they're looking at with the formations that the Talons are bringing. But what a performance from this Talons on this opening drive. I don't think I've seen a drive so far this season as dominant.
Nor have I. Very impressive. The kick is good from Corey Ruth. Obviously, the review upheld the play. And St. Louis back to the drawing board, at least on the defensive side, as they trail the Dallas Talons 7-0. Action in the UFL second week continues tomorrow, Monday, March 3rd, with game night at 7 p.m. Eastern, headlined by the Dakota Rhinos, traveling to take on the El Paso Desperados. Our primetime game tomorrow features the Florida Sharks and the Cleveland Bandits. The UFL lives on the Virtual Football Network. And St. Louis will live on as they experience the offensive side of the ball for the first time tonight, momentarily. As Corey Ruth set to kick off. Waiting to return, Marquez Haggins, number 15. And that's a big coot. And Haggins is going to run this out to the 20. And down at the 25. Haggins will stay on the field and join the rest of the St. Louis offense, John.
Yeah, and this is Karen Kaizumi. If you haven't seen her play, she's really something special. Can do a lot with her legs. She had 92 rushing yards last week and can get it done through the air. So she's a really exciting player.
Kaizumi will throw on first down. Under pressure already, and she's going to run. Has the first down to the 40 and down to the 42. Karen Kaizumi going wild here on the first play from scrimmage.
You know what I loved about that is she got about 12 yards downfield, pointed to a block. She didn't care that she was about to get nailed. She was looking all the way downfield. So that's the kind of player she is. She's seeing downfield. She wants to hit a home run every single time she touches the ball. Just an electric player.
Did she even look at that first read? It looked like she tucked that and ran quick. She will throw here on first down, and that is caught. Looks like Higgins. And that's going to be good for 7 yards, 2nd and 3.
Yeah, Higgins had that punt, that kickoff return. Probably ill-advised to take it out, but that was a nice catch to come back to the ball and get it low.
Kaizumi with very happy feet in that St. Louis pocket. And we'll see them again in the shotgun on 2nd and 3 over the middle this time. Off the defender. And that will fall harmlessly to the ground. Fortunately, I think it was Trevitz Roberts, with the official pass deflection. There's the Hosses up front for St. Louis. And the star skilled players as well.
Yeah, good players. Junior McCray is going to get some nice running yards, I think. You know, Kaizumi's going to open some stuff up for the running back and against other skilled players, but they got to convert this 3rd and 3 first.
Big third down here, trying to get into plus territory. Kaizumi to the left side. That is in and out of the hands of Camille Wells. I thought Wells had it. I think he thought he had it too. They're going to punt.
Yeah, that was a good play by the Dallas defense to at least pull that out. Oh, yeah, no, that's just excellent defense there from Sheldon Hastings, who ripped it out of Wells' hand as he was trying to cut upfield. So good play by Dallas. Wells has got to hold on to that ball, really help out his quarterback, but they're going to have to punt this way.
Hastings taking away a completion. This is Brandon Marcelin, and that looks like that's going to be a touchback. For UFL schedules, standings, stats, rankings, and more, visit the league website at UFL, that's YOUFL.football, and claim your player today. Many of the players who are watching out here are looking for forever homes. You can help your favorite team succeed there too by just being a fan and declaring your fandom. That's UFL.football. We're so glad to have you here with us. Josh Circle, John Warren in the heart of Texas. Watching St. Louis take on Dallas. This is week 2 of what has been a fascinating new football league. And Cameron Duty has been a fascinating player to watch here on 2nd and 7. And we'll hand it off in the shotgun. And that is the Taryn Walls checking into the game. And now a big 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, Walls is change of pace back out of UL Monroe, draft pick. Good player, rookie this year, though.
A lot of talent in that Dallas offense. Duty in the shotgun on 3rd and 5. Over the middle this time. That is caught. Dallas will have another first down. The march rolls on as Rashawn Lockley has his 3rd catch of the game.
I don't know if there's a better player in the league that can catch in stride like Lockley, just not losing a step. And a lot of that starts with Cameron Duty throwing accurate passes. And, you know, once Lockley gets up to speed, it's awfully tough to bring him down, especially to chase him down. So they're going to have to really figure out a game plan for Lockley, especially if he's making players miss like he has once he catches the ball.
Well, you notice too when he was on that catch that he cut into the middle of the field, and on this last catch out by the red zone, he actually made the pivot outside. He really seems to be in lockstep with Cameron Duty tonight.
Yeah, 100%.
That's not something you usually see in the second week of the season.
No, they're really in sync.
Twins to Duty's left this time as they approach midfield. The handoff again to Trevius James, and James drags the Talons into plus territory for another first down.
Yeah, 32 yards. You can see it there. Trevius James is a big back. He's 6'1", 209. You can see he doesn't have that kind of first breakaway speed that you might expect from a starting running back in this league, but he doesn't need to be that kind of player. He likes to get in there in the middle, absorb hits, get that kinetic energy going, keep moving his feet. It's a really good type of player to be in this offense.
Bunch set this time. Duty will stay in the shotgun. 4-man rush. That is another completion. Freddie Grady once again finding his way to the stat sheet. And Duty perfect on the night so far. 8 for 8.
Yeah, let me know when he misses. I mean, he's just throwing accurate passes and finding the right reads. So making pretty much every right decision so far in this game.
Well, hold your breath. Double tight end set this time. Duty under center. Send his receiver in motion. Play action. Has time to throw to the sideline, and that is Neil Rivers making a two-toe tap reception.
Oh, he had the one for the touchdown, one there on the sideline. He's just making it easy for his quarterback. Even though that wasn't the best throw, he was able to get his hands up and come down with it and bounce.
The Talons at field goal range now. Duty will pitch it to Trevius James. James inside the 20 to the 10. He's in there. Touchdown, Dallas. Trevius James.
Unbelievable. This is just domination. St. Louis has got to figure this out quick, because if they aren't able to at least answer on this next offensive drive, the Talons might run away with this thing very, very quickly, and maybe this hometown can leave early, beat traffic, and just have a happy time home. But St. Louis has got to make this game.
As a Dallas native, John, you should certainly speak to the traffic in that area.
Yeah, you definitely want to get out as early as you can. Otherwise, you're looking at a crazy commute. But you know what? These fans are crazy. They're going to be here all night, especially if the Talons pile it on. But hopefully for the Rivermen, they can put something together here. I know Kaizumi, she's got the goods. I think she can basically get any defense off track in the blink of an eye. We'll just have to see what they draw up here.
Really, I think the goal here is to just keep the offense on the field for as long as you can.
Yeah.
After just a relatively short drive, punting it back and then watching Duty march down the field for their second touchdown in as many drives. Certainly something St. Louis wants to avoid here. The extra point from Corey Ruth makes it 14-0. You can see Hagen's waiting in there for the kick return, which is coming his way right about now. And he's going to run this one out again, too, trying to make something happen for his team. And something will happen. He'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. St. Louis prepares to start their second drive of the game, John.
Yeah, Kaizumi's got to get something going here. I think you're exactly right. They really need to play keep away a little bit. The St. Louis defense is over there looking at their tablets, looking at the game film, going, okay, what do we need to stop here? What do we need to address? How do we get Cameron Duty uncomfortable? In the meantime, Kaizumi has a chance to take some time off the clock and get some momentum going.
They will run it on the ground here on first down. That is Junior McCray. The way being paved by Garrett Wessling, the fullback who checked in. Let's look at the big boys here on the Dallas defense. Anybody you like in this particular unit, John?
Yeah, Van Holten up front is just a refrigerator of a man and is very, very good against the run. We're going to see him all night, really busy. I also love Frank Bernstein in the defensive backfield. Really great, strong safety, great tackler, great pass defender as well.
2nd and 8 now for the Rivermen. Kaizumi, play action. Rolling to her left, finds a receiver. That is caught and down at the 45. It's number 88. That's Homer J. Welcome to the stat sheet, Homer J, for your first catch of the night.
Yeah, Homer J is the counterpart to Neil Rivers, just a really, really talented tight end. Not a huge tight end. He's only 6'2", but nimble and deceptively fast, especially for his position. So he's a great player. That wasn't a perfect pass either, but Jay able to bring it in.
Yeah, when he's on his tiptoes like that, he's a solid 6'4", 6'5".
Right.
Plenty of extra inches on the Homer J. On the ground this time, it's McCray up the middle. McCray gets his team into plus territory. 2nd and 5.
That was a nice run from McCray. Just really determined running. Got hit pretty early on. Was able to move his legs, get 5 yards, set him up for a second man hit.
A little more balance from the St. Louis offense on this drive. Kaizumi the shotgun this time. McCray again around the left side. Brought down hard right at midfield. Great stop there by Jordan Palmer, the free safety.
Yeah, just flew from off screen if you're watching at home. Just flew out of nowhere. Really nice tackle by Jordan Palmer in open space.
Big 3rd and 4 now for the Rivermen. Kaizumi in the shotgun. Pressure coming. She's going to run, and she's going to get it. A little too slow there. Daryl Andrews was that time. And Kaizumi's second rush brings another first down.
Yeah, Andrews wasn't fast enough, but I think he actually managed to save about a 15-yard, 20-yard gain because there was really no one in front of Kaizumi for a little while. So even though they got the first down, I think that might have been I don't know if it was a touchdown-saving tackle, but it might have been close. She had a lot of real estate ahead of her.
Flag on the play here. And we got a false start on the offense. St. Louis, after they seem to have their ducks in a row, now marching backward here. It'll be 1st and 15.
Yeah, that's not what they need right now.
Kaizumi in the shotgun. 2 backs. And Kaizumi's going to run again. Oh, and take it there. A nice little smack from Herschel Beasley, number 99. And that'll make it 2nd and 9.
I actually expected her to bounce outside. I think she had another 10 yards ahead of her if she had actually bounced outside, but still a nice play. She did take a hit there at the end, though.
And that will be the end of the first quarter. St. Louis on the ropes. Dallas up big here in the Lone Star State. You're watching the UFL, the Virtual Football Network. Dallas, Texas. Josh Circle, John Warren here in the booth. Cameron Irvine sitting in the truck waiting for some AI action to be explained. And it looks like we'll have a big 3rd down here coming up for St. Louis, John.
Yeah, this is a big one. I mean, it's 3rd and 5. The playbook's a little bit open because Kaizumi can absolutely run for this, but they got to be careful not to just run out of steam here.
Kaizumi, happy feet. She will tuck it and go out to the 30. Makes a defender miss. And Karen Kaizumi put the team on her back.
Oh, that juke was nasty. I mean, that shook the defender out of his shoes, socks, ankle pads, thigh pads, everything. That was unbelievable. Sick, nasty juke there to get the first down. And that's the danger to Kaizumi. I mean, you think you have this team kind of figured out. She could just make you look foolish in an instant.
You usually do not see a jump cut from your quarterback.
No, you don't. You don't.
Loving it. The best the UFL has to offer. That is fantastic. Kaizumi staying in the shotgun, and she's going to tuck it again.
Here she goes again.
30, and down to the 22. That'll be close to a first down. They say yes. A little bit of a headshot there from Kaizumi, and she remains unfazed.
I mean, she has got half the yards that she had the entire game last week. So we may be looking at some history here. I mean, early UFL history in terms of quarterback rush yards, if she can keep this up, because this is 45 hard-earned yards that have really put St. Louis back in position to get back into this game.
Whatever it takes to get the ball down the field, Karen Kaizumi is on board. In field goal range now. Handing it off. That is Alexander Clemens. And Clemens will get to the happy side of the 20, make it 2nd and 8.
Yeah, Clemens in relief of Junior McCray, who probably back in the game now, but yeah, they got to figure out a way to get into the end zone here. This is a tough place to play against Dallas.
Wesley paving the way, but nothing doing. Kenny Thomas bring it down McCray, and it's a big 3rd down here for St. Louis.
Yeah, this line is just really tough to run against, and we saw there Oh, yeah, Kenny Thomas, a big tackle. That's a hard hit. Was able to get that release quickly from the blocker, just not enough. Not enough flesh on flesh there to stop his momentum.
We'll see how much risk St. Louis is willing to incur here on 3rd and 9. You've got to figure they've got points with the field goal if they decide. But Kaizumi under big pressure, but it's the screen pass, and Junior McCray will get this close down to the 12-yard line. 4th and short. John Warren, what are you doing here?
It's early. It's early. I think you do kick the field goal. I don't think I would risk turning it over on downs. I know it's so close. I know you could probably scramble with Kaizumi and just get a couple yards, but it would be awfully devastating for them not to come away with any points in this one. So I would probably kick it.
On the ready. See what.
Well, it shows what I know.
Do. They're going to stay on the field. You can see the red line there. It's a little less than a yard. Kaizumi going play action. And Kaizumi's going to run. 10, 5, down to the 4. Ryan Venholten, the defensive tackle, got super faked out by the play action. And then Kaizumi just tucked it, ran. Watch 97. Ooh, no idea.
What a bold play call there to fake left, keep bootleg left, turn around and come near side where the blocking is to get that 6-7 yards in the first down. Gutsy call, and even gutsier performance from Kaizumi.
And now 1st and goal. St. Louis on the verge of making this a 1-score game. McCray down to the 3. Couldn't quite get past his blocker. 2nd and goal.
I mean, what else would you do here? I would just put this on Kaizumi again. I mean, do another play fake, do something, get her in space, and she could probably get those 3 yards.
They will go play action. Kaizumi throwing to the end zone. That is caught for the touchdown. Shane Sarowski.
What a drive. That was a really great drive because they could have gotten down. They got a couple of 3rd downs that didn't look good. They converted on that 4th down. That was not the first look for Kaizumi either. She was able to kind of see the other routes were not really developing. She didn't have a good run route either. Able to stick with it. Gets it into the end zone to Sarowski. What a drive to get them right back in this game.
Gordon Bradley will nail the extra point, and it's a 7-point game. Cameron Duty checking into the chat. Let's go Talons. Enjoy the broadcast, gentlemen. Well, we're enjoying your performance tonight as well, Cameron, as your Talons have seen their lead cut in half now with 7:23 remaining in the first half. John, Cameron Duty, I think, has been the story of the game tonight so far. Do you agree or disagree?
Oh, I totally agree. I mean, both quarterbacks have been astonishing in different ways. And really for Cameron Duty, it's just been accuracy and poise and momentum, just able to make the right reads on every single pass play. And because he's been so dominant, we're starting to see those lanes open up for Trevius James, who had that big scamper for the touchdown that last drive. So this is really a performance that starts with Duty. It opens everything else up, and that's why the Talons have scored 14 quick points here.
Neil Rivers and Trevius James each has a touchdown tonight. We will get touchdown number 3 if they can make it to the end zone a 3rd time in as many trips. As the Talons run it out to the 27-yard line, and that's where they'll take over on offense. Cameron Duty has looked fantastic. Carlos Johnson still looking for his first catch of the game. His first rush of the game as well. Could it happen on this drive? Duty will start in the shotgun. On 1st and 10, Rivers to his left, Twins to his right. They will run the draw. And that is Taron Walls up the middle for a nice gain on 1st down, John.
Yeah, he's a change of pace back from Trevius James. A little bit faster, a little smaller, actually quite a lot smaller, about 4 inches smaller. And he's going to get his lion's share. I mean, he's going to get his fair share of the carries here to change things up.
Shane Vincent checks in. Play action. Duty throwing to his right. And that is caught. Rashad Lockley once again gets his team into plus territory in the quickest of ways. 1st down.
Well, something that we haven't really talked about a lot is this offensive line. I mean, this is kind of an unheralded offensive line. Cameron Duty has not been pressured really at all. I don't think he's
No.
even been pressured once on one drop back. And that's part of why he's 10 for 10 and he's passing all over the field. That's why Lockley's getting open after these long routes. St. Louis has really got to figure out a way to get together a blitz package, something to send some pressure. It might be a risk because Cameron Duty is so accurate, but you have to do something to make him uncomfortable.
And they're running the ball just enough to prevent the St. Louis front from pinning their ears back and going after Duty. Quick throw on first down. That is caught. And Duty still perfect on the day. That's Isaiah Taylor with his first catch.
And to our point about talking about getting some pressure on Cameron Duty, St. Louis had 8 sacks last week in their opener. So
Wow.
it's not like they can't get to the quarterback. It's just they haven't tonight.
2nd and 6, play action, Duty again over the middle this time. And again, it's Lockley getting his team into the red zone. 11 for 11 tonight, Cameron Duty.
Well, Kaizumi can be as great as she wants to be, but if this St. Louis defense can't stop the Talons, it really doesn't make a difference. And they've got to figure something else out here, like very, very quickly, because this is going to get scary for the St. Louis team fast, especially now that they're well within the red zone.
And you just saw the frustration from Karen Kaizumi on the St. Louis sideline. Watching her defense get trampled. Duty again, play action. And again over the middle. That one knocked down. The St. Louis D standing up. That's Emmanuel Edwards with the pass deflected.
Okay, Emmanuel Edwards, we saw that. We saw you get your mitt up. That's the first incompletion of the day, and maybe that's a momentum shifter.
Defense tightening up here in the red zone. The ball sitting just inside the 12-yard line. Duty will throw again on 2nd down. 4-man rush. That is caught. And that's the fullback, Shane Vincent, with his first reception of the game. The big 3rd down here for the Talons.
Yeah, and we haven't really seen Cameron Duty. You have to kind of go back to the check down there. He's usually looking at his first or second target and hitting it, but the St. Louis defense is flying around a little bit these last couple plays, showing them a little bit of a different look. That might be throwing this offense for a loop.
A.J. Flowers putting the hurt on Shane Vincent. Big 3rd down here now. Duty in the shotgun. Play action again. Throwing. Intercepted in the end zone. St. Louis gets the big play that they need. It's Chris Reed.
That is a massive. Chris Reed read that the entire time, undercut the route, was able to get his hands up. Oh, that was going right to Lockley. Read it the whole time. I'm surprised Cameron Duty didn't see that. But nonetheless, that is a momentum shifter. Only down 7, able to get a turnover, not just holding him to a field goal. That's a massive change. And now Kaizumi's got a chance to start from her own 20-yard line, start another drive. Huge.
Touchback from interceptions on the 20-yard line here in the UFL. Kaizumi will throw it on 1st down. And she unloads and finds her star tight end, Homer J, over the middle for another 1st down. You see the numbers there on Kaizumi. Very impressive all the same.
Yeah, 50 yards passing, I think 55 yards rushing. I mean, this is a balanced attack from one player. And Homer J is going to be a big part of this passing game. We haven't seen Chantrell Howes targeted at all in the receiving core. This has just been all Homer J and a couple other receivers.
First set of downs for the Rivermen. Kaizumi, the handoff. McCray gets a few before being greeted by Julian Hine. And the Dallas secondary, it's 2nd and 9.
And we knew this would be tough sledding for the run game for the Rivermen. They've got some talent back there, but this defensive line is just so tough.
Just under 3.5 minutes to play in the half, and McCray again on the ground. We'll get just a couple. This will be 3rd and 8 now for St. Louis. Does the time affect what you're doing here, John Warren?
I think there's still a lot of time left. I mean, Kaizumi can obviously hit a home run with her legs, so I don't know if you need to rush this.
Kaizumi will throw. Has time. That is caught in a pinball. That is Chantrell Howes. Howes getting popped around, but still hangs on to the ball. St. Louis will retain possession.
Yeah, we just called his number, the 30-year-old there. Nice catch. He is wide receiver #1 on this squad. A little bit unheralded because you just talk about Homer J and Kaizumi so much, but this is a player that really needs to step up and get in space to help out his quarterback.
Kind of amazing. We have not called House's name before just now.
Right.
2:18 to play in the half. Kaizumi puts a little air under that one for Marquez Higgins. And this might get us to the 2-minute warning.
I think it will. It's an awkward little pass, but Higgins able to bring it in and get upfield and break a tackle.
St. Louis on the march, trying to tie it up here in Dallas. You're watching the UFL on the Virtual Football Network. Josh Circle, John Warren. Here week 2 of UFL action. Karen Kaizumi under center here for St. Louis. Has time to throw under pressure, and down she goes. That's Ryan Van Holten on the sack.
Van Holten, a run stuffer, but don't get it twisted. He can absolutely get in the backfield and get a sack. He was double covered there, was able to swim past his defenders, his blockers, and get to the quarterback.
St. Louis will go no huddle. Pressure coming again. Kaizumi's going to tuck it and go to midfield. Try and get out of bounds, but no, cutting inside. And she just gets over midfield, and now 4th and 5.
Brutal.
Just under a minute and a half to play.
I'm a little surprised Dallas is not calling a timeout here, but this is just, to me, that's a mistake from Kaizumi. She had some space to go toward the sideline, maybe stop the clock, but they're going to punt this away. I'm surprised Dallas didn't call a timeout, like I said, but they'll still have a minute.
One is pressured, but away, and that's going to be close to the corner. Looks like it will go through the end zone for a touchback. With Dallas, Cameron Duty throwing an interception on his last drive as we look at Trevius James there. How much do you want to push it here with 57 seconds remaining in the half, John?
I think it's tough. I mean, St. Louis does get the ball first, so you might feel a little bit of pressure to put some points up. I think you be conservative here, see how many yards you get, and then dial up the aggression once you get to about the 35-yard line.
Duty on the 13, comes the blitz, and that's Neil Rivers on to the 27. Nice job by the Dallas offensive line containing the blitz. Nice job by Neil Rivers catching the ball. Clock continues to run, 43 seconds remaining.
It looks like they might be content to just run one more play and see where they get. So not aggressive. They are not going to play this aggressively. Neil Rivers, nice play there. They got a lot of yards on that play. I'm a little surprised that they didn't decide to call a timeout, kind of take stock of what's going on and take their time with another play. But like I said, looks like they're okay going in 7-up at the half.
Rudy will stay in the shotgun, 30 seconds remaining. Low snap, but he handles it. Trevius James. And as you said, John, it looks like you're just going to run this out to the half. And what a half it's been for this Dallas offense so far. Cameron Duty looking sharp.
Yeah, he's looked great, except for he had an incompletion followed by an interception. So, he had, 14 straight completions and then 2 incompletions. Ooh, a big screen here.
Oh, a little room here. Dallas making a play at the end. No, that's Taron Walls, who had an armed escort on his way to the St. Louis half of the field before being taken down. Dallas on top. St. Louis still looking for answers, but anybody's game. 14-7. A quick look at the halftime stats, John.
Yeah, I mean, we can see both teams. We've seen both teams can run the ball a little bit. Kaizumi for the Riverman and obviously Trevius James. But Cameron Duty's just been almost perfect. That interception, I do think, is a blip. I don't think we should be that concerned about that. He's just playing aggressively. But Kaizumi is also just an extraordinary player. So I'm excited to see both these quarterbacks kind of take control of this game in their respective offenses in the second half here.
St. Louis will start the second half with the football. Is there a player for St. Louis on either side of the ball, John, offense or defense, that you would like to see step up here in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, I want to see Dynamite McCray make some plays in the secondary for this Riverman defense. He's got to be involved in some of the pass coverage and some of the downfield plays that Cameron Duty is trying to execute for the Talons offense. He's, I think, a difference maker that has not shown up yet to make a big difference in this game.
Dallas getting set to kick this away. That's Trey Strong, the punter. Looks like he's handling kickoff duties here. And St. Louis and Marquez Hagen's waiting in the end zone. And the second half, just like that, is underway here in Dallas. Hagen's from his own 2 will bring it up out to the 30. His best return of the night by far. Let's go, well, we've got a second. Let's talk about the timeout logic at the end of the half. Cameron Irvine standing by, our czar on all matters AI. Cameron, how are you?
Hey guys, I'm doing well. So at the end of the first half there, why did Dallas not call a timeout? Well, because the punt was likely to put them inside the 20-yard line, which it ended up doing. They figured, well, we're probably not gonna, we're gonna be too far away to get a score anyway, so we might as well let the clock tick down. Now, once Dallas possessed the football, I was personally surprised that when they got that completion up to the 28-yard line, that they didn't burn one there. They obviously went for a draw, so they were playing it kind of conservatively, but there at the end, I mean, they could have made something out of it. We've seen a few instances just this week of teams winning at the end of the first half, you know, being a little bit too conservative, I think, for our notes. So I think we're going to take a look at that moving into next week.
Thank you, Cameron Irvine. McCray running on first down, and then Garrett Westling catching the ball out of bounds. It looked like negative yardage, if any at all. 3rd and 8 now here for St. Louis. Kaizumi throwing again, and again finding Homer J, that star tight end. And Jay just has nowhere to go, John.
Yeah, I didn't like those play calls, actually. I thought that was way too conservative of a 3-play drive, 3 and out to start the half. I really think St. Louis need to come out and put a little pressure on this Talons defense instead. They just kind of dinked and dunked it, and they're going to have to punt this away immediately.
Waiting back for St. Louis's Brandon Marsong. And that is away. And that is a beautiful punt. Majestic. Wow. Flowing robes to grace. Dallas now will take over on offense.
I mean, for a punter, ideally, you want to actually get that inside the 20, but when you're that far back already, that's not a bad exchange. So that was a nice punt to flip the field position a bit.
If you could boot it that far, you're depriving the world of your gifts if you don't do it every time. Speaking of gifts, Cameron Duty, that ball's knocked down. That's Emmanuel Edwards, who seems to have found Duty's number here in the late goings. That'll be 2nd and 10.
Edwards appears to be reading Cameron Duty's eyes much more effectively toward the end of the first half and now at the beginning of the second half.
Duty handing off. That is Trevius James. And James going up the middle here. Not a lot there. 3rd and 6. Still feeding James despite the output from the passing game for Duty.
Yeah. Well, he's still got 10 yards of carry. I mean, he's had a couple of big explosive runs, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him keep feeding him.
Duty on the shotgun on 3rd and 6. That is caught. Neil Rivers, though, has nowhere to go. Outstanding open field tackle there by number 30. That is Darby Clements, the 4th cornerback on this team. And now that is a 3 and out from Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't expect a 5'10", 185 dime cornerback to be taking down Neil Rivers in the open field like that. So that's just incredible individual effort to force another punt here.
And the size comparison there, too. Darby Clements almost would have been stepped on if he hadn't tackled Neil Rivers.
Yeah.
And there's a nice punt out there to the 22-yard line. Had to be stopped at the 25. Milburn will get it out to the 25, and Kaizumi will try again here.
Yeah, and I expect this to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more interesting of a play call than the last few that we got, but we'll see. Kaizumi still can make stuff happen with her legs too, obviously.
Play action here. A lot of protection from Kaizumi, and Kaizumi runs up to the middle of the line and gets smushed. That's Trevitz Roberts that she ran into for a 5-yard loss.
Barnett there to wrap her up right there. Don't know what she saw. I think maybe she thought there might be a little bit of daylight there, but just a quick shift inside. Barnett able to just wrap her up. So I liked where her head was at. I just wish she had bounced to the outside where she had a little more room.
It was like the one place you couldn't run.
Yeah.
Kaizumi, in her exuberance, went right there in a shotgun again this time. Going to the right, she's made contact as she's thrown, or as she throws it to Junie McRae in the flat there, but not much going. 3rd and long now.
Yeah, 3rd and forever. I mean, might as well have thrown that ball away. There's just nothing going on there in the flat.
And now finally a 4 wide set out of the shotgun. Kaizumi, here comes the blitz. Kaizumi up the middle, tries to break one tackle, but can't break the second. And that's another disappointing drive from St. Louis.
Yeah, what's frustrating, I think, for St. Louis, they're going to look back at this game tape and be frustrated. They actually picked up this blitz pretty well. So Kaizumi actually had some time to let that materialize a little bit downfield. She actually tucked and ran a little too aggressively there. I think she actually probably had a couple receivers downfield because of the blitz and because how well it was picked up.
4th down. Will we get another banger out of our punter du jour, Brandon Marsan?
Wow, yes, we do.
Woof.
Holy smokes.
To the 15. And it'll be Dallas taking it out to the 22, and that's where Cameron Judy will take over. Good numbers so far for Rashad Lockley. Look at that guy.
Oh, yeah, no, he's been outstanding. The only thing he's missing is a touchdown. Otherwise, he's got 5 catches, 110 yards. He's been a home run hitter, averaging, 20-something yards a catch, which is incredible.
Up the middle this time, going to Trevius James. And that's a nice gain on 1st down for 5 yards. Make it 2nd and 5.
Make that, make that 22 yards a catch. I can do that math in my head. I did that just now. Everyone should be proud of me.
Numbers are our friends. I'm always proud of you, John. Another handoff for James up the middle. Has the 1st down out to the 35. Stopped at the 37. James starting to run down here a little bit. He's got 74 yards on the evening.
And again, that's the threat, right? When Rivers is playing well, when Lockley is playing well, it means that Trevius James gets actually less attention and is able to cut runs like that. I mean, 70-something yards on the day so far. It's kind of a quiet game for him in a way, even though he had that touchdown, but still a totally important part of this offense.
Dallas only 1 blemish so far, but it feels like they have just been running things here on their home field. And another completion to Isaiah Taylor, this time his 2nd on the game. But John, I mean, doesn't it feel like it's much farther apart than just 1 score?
Yeah, it does. And I think that interception that St. Louis had in the 1st half, that was really maybe the key play of the game to keep this from going totally off the rails. So it does feel like it is a 3-score game, but it is not. St. Louis is totally in this, but Dallas could put some space between them on this drive.
That was Chris Reed on the tackle in that last play. Chris Reed had the interception in the end zone in the 1st half. James up the middle again, and again that's a 1st down, approaching the 50-yard line. And Dallas has just really shown balance. Just, you touched on it earlier, between Neil Rivers and Lockley carrying the ball, but James has been there as well. And James in the backfield by himself will get the call again. Maybe a yard or 2.
I mean, we haven't even called Freddie Grady's number. I mean, he hasn't caught a ball yet, and he's almost as good of a player as Lockley is, and they just haven't needed to go to him at all.
And all the tight ends on the field for Dallas this time, and they throw it left, and that is Lockley. And Lockley scampers past the 40-yard line. And that's another 1st down for the Talons.
And it's smart to just put Lockley in space. I mean, we've seen it, when he catches it across the middle in stride, he can make those moves. But right there at the point of attack, he was able to just get 10 yards on a screen.
Duty in the shotgun again, 4-man rush, pocket holding, and throwing to one of 2 receivers there. Not sure how 2 guys wound up in the same spot, but neither one of them found the ball. 2nd and 3.
Yeah,
or maybe one of them did.
Yeah, I thought they were going to call that a catch. It didn't look like he caught that in bounds, but what do I know?
Very difficult angle to see that. Another catch and inside the 10. Dallas continues to march, and that is Elliott's 1st catch of the game. Charlie Elliott, the number 2 tight end. He's not even on my sheet.
Yeah, there he is. That's a nice catch from him. Usually Neil Rivers gets all the attention, so sometimes Charlie Elliott might get in space up the seam there, and that was a nice play. Set up first and goal.
You see Elliott, the far right tight end. He's been getting a lot of snaps on this drive. James up the middle to the 5 and down just outside the 4-yard line. And you can feel the enthusiasm of that Dallas offensive huddle.
Yeah, no, they're feeling it now. Camera Duty just needs to not turn this over, and they should be able to put some points up.
And now on 2nd and goal, they go 4 wide in the shotgun. All right, Duty to the end zone. Now that is caught for the touchdown. Cameron Duty finds Lockley for his second score. His first score, excuse me.
It felt like a matter of time, right? I mean, Lockley's been doing everything else, and so that's just the player you really got to guard. Hopkins there, who's had a couple of nice defenses, not able to get there in time. Now the wide receiver number 1 on the board now puts up another touchdown for Dallas. They're up 2 scores now.
Neil Rivers, excuse me, Trevius James, and now Rashad Lockley have all found the end zone for Dallas. Cameron Duty has been outstanding tonight, those 3 touchdown passes. And the extra point is good, and it's 21-7. Talons lead. One more time, action in the UFL second week continues tomorrow, Monday, March 3rd, with game night at 7 p.m. Eastern, headlined by the Dakota Rhinos, traveling to take on the El Paso Desperados. Our primetime game tomorrow features the Florida Sharks and the Cleveland Bandits. The UFL lives on the Virtual Football Network. And I am having a hard time. I know we still have 2:47 left here in the third quarter, but I'm having a hard time deciding if I had to pick a player of the game right now. Is it Cameron Duty or is it Rashad Lockley?
Yeah, I think Lockley might get the nod just because that one interception from Duty, but he can't really ding Duty that hard for what has otherwise been a flawless performance. So it's really, you might have to carve that game ball up and just give chunks of it to people.
I think that would be fine, and I would like to volunteer to be the person that gets to cut up the ball. I don't know how I would do that, but that just sounds like all kinds of fun.
Like a bread knife or something, or like a katana? Like, how would you do it? What's the optimal?
Like, with vegetables, they say you want the knife to be as big as the vegetable that you're cutting.
Sure, right.
So I'm sure there's like a football-sized knife out there someplace.
I'm talking machete.
Zuby hands off on first down to Junior McCray. That's no gain. Thomas on the tackle.
But this is Kaizumi territory, right? I mean, she was so impressive in the first half, especially in that first quarter, and they've kind of gotten away from that a little bit. She's made a couple of questionable choices, but I still think that's the best way here.
And they go to these multiple wide receiver sets, and they continue to pound with McCray, and McCray is just not able to find any daylight. And at what point do you switch it up and start throwing some balls downfield? Maybe here.
It's not often that I'm that right at the beginning of a call, but I knew this was going to be tough for this running game, and that's just not helping either.
In and out of the hands of Homer J. You could feel the frustration that Jay is experiencing right now, along with the rest of the St. Louis offense. There's one more look at the throw.
Oh, that's just good defense, too. I mean, really, Jay is kind of an all-pro. Look at that. Look at Foxworth, though. Stretching out, just knocking that out of his hands. That is just such a heads-up play. Total individual effort, stretching to knock that out of one of the best player in the league's hands. So, huge play.
3 drives in the second half, 3 goose eggs for St. Louis.
Oh, good punt.
And a little backspin on that punt. You have to get the track man out, see how much backspin was on that. Very well done. St. Louis's punting game, if nothing else, has been on point tonight. You see the numbers there for Trevius James, 7.6 yards a carry. That's a good way to hold on to a lead. Maybe just hand it off to him the rest of the game.
Yeah, I think he's going to get a bunch of carries here for the rest of the game.
And there's one right there. You see him dragging the defender out past the 17-yard line. And you get 6 yards on first down, you're going to beat a lot of football teams. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I was just going to say, this team has been on the field a lot, the St. Louis defense, and the longer they go, the harder it's going to be to take James down.
Moses Hopkins does take James down there to make it third and manageable at least. And this is not an automatic handoff.
No,
not even for Dallas
not.
at this point.
No, and Duty doesn't like to tuck and run, so he's going to have to make something work here.
Here comes the blitz. Duty's going to try and get it off and throws it a little sooner than he would like to Lockley. And the St. Louis defense forces a 3-and-out. Well done, Riverman D.
Aside from the interception, that's the only real miss of the game, I think, for Cameron Duty. He had Lockley totally open. Another 10, 15 yards ahead of him. Was a perfect read, but just, again, like you said, a little quick and also just a little inaccurate.
And that's really the first time St. Louis has been able to get pressure on Cameron Duty. Excellent use of the blitz there. St. Louis will enjoy a little bit of return here, but ultimately we'll get it out to the 30. That's where Karen Kaizumi will take over. This will be the last play of the third quarter. And not giving up on the run, Junior McCray, maybe a yard. Can I have some fours in chat, please? Dallas Talons try to go 2-0. And they close the deal here at home against St. Louis. You're watching the UFL on the Virtual Football Network. Josh Thurgle, John Warren joining you here for week 2 at UFL action. St. Louis down 14, but they have the football. Can they make an effort to march back and get a quick score? Homer J says yes. A nice game there. It's 3rd and 2, John Warren.
Yeah, they got plenty of time. They got to convert this third, but they've got plenty of time here. They don't need to rush. They don't need to panic. They're going empty set here, so Kaizumi could take a run.
Kaizumi will throw on 3rd and short, and that is caught. Marquez Higgins, one of the few standouts here in the St. Louis offense. His 3rd catch of the game is good for a St. Louis first down.
Yeah, these underneath throws have been working because really Dallas is not letting a lot materialize downfield. But when it's 3rd and 2, those underneath routes being open is just as dangerous. So this is good read from Kaizumi. Kaizumi also probably could have tucked and ran it on the far side, but that was a nice accurate pass and a fresh set of sticks.
Kaizumi in the shotgun here on first down. Pressure coming. She gets it away just in the nick of time. And that'll be 2nd and 10. The Dallas pressure nearly got home on that play.
Not only that, that was almost a pick six. If that defender had had an extra step on that route. So a little bit of a dangerous throw there.
Kaizumi will tuck and run here on 2nd down and slide into plus territory. Nearly 68 yards rushing for Kaizumi to make it 3rd and short.
Yeah, she took a couple big shots in the first half, so I'm not surprised that she's sliding a bit more here in the second.
I recommend it, actually. And now 3rd and short, Kaizumi the shotgun. 4-man rush. Throwing out, and that is nearly picked off. In and out of the hands of Corin Foxworth. Kaizumi will have to make a decision here on 4th and 2.
Foxworth had that incredible defense earlier, knocking the ball out of Homer J's hand, but he's going to kick himself that he didn't have that pick there. That would have been a huge return.
The St. Louis offense will stay on the field for 4th and 2. They need to get to the 45. Play action, 4-man rush. Kaizumi finds Homer J down at the 33. St. Louis drive lives on.
And that's who you got to look for. A security blanket like Homer J. Got there just in time. Good ball placement. Good run after catch from Jay.
Right set of downs. Kaizumi going to the left sideline. That is caught. That is B.J. Griffin. Not called his name a lot tonight. Griffin, though, toward the sideline. Good for 3 yards.
Now Kaizumi is just now over 100 yards passing for the night, too. It feels like that's almost impossible, but she just hasn't completed many downfield.
Rewind set on 2nd and long. Kaizumi to the right side, this time incomplete, and another 3rd down coming up for the Rivermen.
Yeah, and that's just another inaccurate ball. Kaizumi's just had a few of those just slip away. Almost looks like some sort of throwing error out of her hand when it leaves.
4 wide set. Kaizumi will stay in the shotgun on 3rd and 7. 3-man rush for Dallas. Kaizumi's going to run now to the 20 and taking a big shot at the 20-yard line. Once again, Kaizumi putting it all on the line to get her team another first down.
Yeah, she had Jay streaking in the middle of the field toward the far side. Would have been a first down. Instead, decided to cut and run. Juked another defender there. So impressive run there. Not necessarily the safe play, but the one that got the first down nonetheless.
Foxworth again on the wrong side of the highlight as Kazumi takes a shot there from Travis Roberts.
He's had a couple big plays, but yeah, he's on some of these slow-mo Matrix replays too.
He's had a couple not so great moments also. Handing off, this is Alexander Clements, the backup halfback. And the run not totally abandoned here from St. Louis with just under 8.5 to play in regulation.
And that's another tackle from Ben Holton as well. He was just so good at wrapping runners up.
Homer J in motion. Kaizumi under center here on 2nd and 10. Play action. Pressure coming, and that is not the throw you want to be seeing from Kaizumi with the game on the line. 3rd and 10.
No, that was Frank Bernstein there, and that's not who you want to be throwing that ball to. One of the best strong safeties in the game. Surprised he didn't come away with that one, but still not a great pass from Kaizumi.
Bunch set for Kaizumi, 3rd and 10. Quick drop, 4-man rush, pressure coming, throwing toward the end zone. That is caught, touchdown! Marcus Higgins getting it done.
I've got to see a replay on this. How did this get there? Holy moly, that was unbelievable. Just in the nick of time. Higgins, I mean, did a wonderful job getting his body in front of that defender. Otherwise, that might have been intercepted. So really great individual effort from Higgins to make that work. And Kaizumi, another good drive, up and down, but got the score, and now this is a one-score game.
Right where St. Louis aspired to be. Gordon Bradley puts the extra point through. And that is a mammoth 13-play drive at exactly the right time. And now the St. Louis defense will have to step up with 7:48 to play here in regulation.
Yeah, but because that was such a long drive, and you're so right, that's a big, beefy drive. 13 plays, 70 yards, 4.5 minutes off the clock. This gave St. Louis's defense a little bit of a breather. They've been on the field a lot, and now I think they've got a better chance to be able to wrap up Travius James if he gets in space, to guard Lockley a little bit downfield. So it's a good opportunity for St. Louis to make a big stop here.
That's a fantastic point, John. Dallas's offense, 3 and out. The Lockley TD, and then another 3 and out. Will the real Dallas offense please stand up? And that is Storm Lynch returning the kickoff. Done a nice job of that so far. Out to the 26 so far. That is Dallas's best starting field position of the night. Not by much, but it is the best so far. Cameron Duty under center, trying to close out this game with just under 8 minutes to play. Will send his receiver in motion. And the handoff to Trevius James. And James is going to make St. Louis's job here a lot more difficult, especially if he keeps getting 5 yards on first down.
Yeah, and if they can run the ball and take time off the clock and get a few first downs, this is going to make it real tough for the Rivermen to come back.
And now Duty will throw on 2nd and 5 out to the sideline. That is caught and knocked out of bounds is Freddie Grady. Come on down, Frederick. John Warren's been looking for you.
Yeah, well, great catch, but it's not good that he went out of bounds. That was not a smart play. They did roll the clock, but not before they moved the chains.
It was actually Grady's 3rd catch of the night, according to that Chiron.
You could have fooled me.
I had it down for 1, but it wasn't a very impressive catch, so I was reluctant to speak up. But 3 on the night for him, and then James with the short gain there to make it 2nd and 7. Duty under center. Has time. Throw it to the left side. It's Lockley this time. Lockley Has made so many of those catches in that green zone between the 40s where he has gotten his team into plus territory, and he does it again there. His 8th catch of the game.
Yeah, and the problem for the Rivermen is that Lockley can catch these underneath balls and still make it a 10, 12-yard scamper. So, like, it's really tough to figure out what to cover here.
James takes a shot.
Big shot.
That's Dylan Collins.
Yeah, Collins is able to get a full head of speed here.
Oh, no, that's number 93. That's Andrew Clay.
Clay, yep.
Old Mother Hubbard came knocking that time. I think it's how that Andrew Clay reference goes.
Great pull. I love the 5 people in the audience remember Andrew Dice Clay. But I'm one of them, so I liked it.
We're showing our age here in the UFL broadcast booth. Another big reception, and it's Neil Rivers keeping this drive alive, giving Dallas a chance to close out this game with a great first down.
Yeah, that's all what the Rivermen want to see. Rivers just kind of open downfield enough to just stop right there, cut up field, get another 10 yards on the play. He's so dangerous in those situations, and St. Louis just not ready for it.
Less than 5 minutes in regulation now. Cameron Duty snaps it with 7 left on the play clock. Throwing to his left, inside the 15. That is caught. It's Lockley again.
Well, they're going to say that wasn't a catch.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's worth a review or not.
It looked like a catch to me, but
Dallas says not.
Get his second foot down.
2nd and 10, a 3-wide set, play action. Duty under pressure. That is caught out to the right side. It's Freddie Grady once again. Catch number 4 of the night. And another first down. That puts Dallas over 300 yards passing for the game.
Yeah, they're rolling now. This is not looking great, and now they're in field goal range. So even if St. Louis is able to get some stops here, Dallas likely to put some points on and make it awfully tough for the Rivermen to come back here.
The camera duty just seems to find the one guy that's wide open in that St. Louis zone.
Yeah.
For most of the game. Less than 4 minutes to play now. Duty play action. To the end zone. And that is incomplete. Thrown it into traffic, trying to jam it into Isaiah Taylor. Taylor could not find it. 2nd and 10.
I mean, that looked like I-35 at about 5:15 p.m. That was just way too congested to be throwing football into, but they got away with it.
James out to the 11. And James corralled by Emmanuel Edwards, who's had himself a pretty nice game tonight. 8 tackles, 2 passes deflected. Been a presence.
That was like a Stan Hansen lariat there. That was tough. That was a big hit from Trevius James.
Big 3rd down for Dallas. Duty under pressure. Down he goes, bombs out. And it's picked up. But Dallas very lucky to hang on to that football. One of the offensive linemen.
That was a really heads-up play by Terry there to pick that up, because that was almost going the other way. And what a disaster that would have been. So this was almost a little bit like that Ohio State-Texas Longhorn play in the Cotton Bowl that sealed the deal, except that
Jack Sawyer play.
Dallas would, Dallas is able to pick it up and hopefully kick a field goal here for these fans.
Yeah, this will be a 30-yard attempt, well within the wheelhouse of Corey Ruth. And that kick is up and good, and they're very lucky to get that. Could have been the difference in the game right there.
Yeah, absolutely. That could have absolutely flipped the script on the entire evening. Fortunately, Dallas can maybe breathe a little sigh of relief, but there's still some time here. Kai Zumi can certainly make something happen. They've got all 3 timeouts. They're on the right side of the 2-minute warning. This is not over.
St. Louis will have to do something they have not been comfortable doing all game, and that is throwing the ball down the field. Kai Zumi's been very antsy in the pocket, sometimes to their benefit, but at the expense of the passing attack, especially downfield. And I think we'll have to see an adjustment from Kai Zumi there if they expect to pull within 1 more score.
I think you got to send Camille Wells deep. Howes is not necessarily the deep ball threat. And you got to start looking Wells' way. He's a rookie, but he's super talented. He's fast. And then if that's not working out, then try to check it down to Homer J. So they've got options, but it's tough.
And you can see some of the more unique rules of the UFL. Spikes not allowed. No huddles incurs a 10-second runoff, regardless of what happened on the previous play. Kaizumi is going to tuck it and run here on first down, sliding. That gave me pause for concern after balls being held out like a loaf of bread.
Yeah, that was a little dangerous.
And St. Louis will go no huddle here. Kaizumi throwing toward the sideline this time, and wisely getting out of bounds is the receiver, Peter McRae.
Yeah, getting out of bounds is smart there. 2 minutes, 12 seconds. Still on the right side of the 2-minute warning. All 3 timeouts. They're in good shape.
Nice drive so far from Kaizumi in the shotgun here on 1st and 10, throwing over the middle this time. And they're going to get that 2-minute warning.
I just don't understand that play call, the check down in the middle of the field, but we'll talk about it on the other side of the warning.
Dallas, 2 minutes away from wrapping this up. Can the Rivermen battle their way back into contention? You're watching the UFL on the Virtual Football Network. We're set for a nice finish here as Karen Kaizumi throws toward the sideline, but Central House cannot get out of bounds, and the clock will run with less than 2 minutes to play. Dallas up 10.
No huddle, 10-second runoff, all 3 timeouts. They haven't taken one yet. It's a little shocking.
Kaizumi and the shotgun 4-man rush. Here comes the pressure. Kaizumi cannot get it away. A terrible sack for St. Louis. With Beasley, Herschel Beasley getting home.
And they haven't called a time. I don't understand this. I do not understand the play call here to not call a timeout after a sack. 2nd and 21 is huge. They should regroup.
Kaizumi again. Another check down, this time to Homer J. And I wonder if the mentality is just we're 2 scores behind. We've had 14 points the whole game, and we need 10 to get back in it. I have no other explanation.
Yeah,
Kaizumi will take another sack.
Well, this is a brutal end of game here for St. Louis. Cam, I know it's not dead ball, but they're going to punt it here. Can you speak to me? Oh, then they're going to go for it. Let's check on
24, unless this is a quick kick. Kaizumi's going to put this in the air. 4-man rush. Easily the deepest throw we've seen so far, and that is picked off. Dallas is going to, I really spoke too soon there as Cord Foxworth takes a shot.
Foxworth has got that pick. Cameron, do you mind swinging in and talking about the AI there?
Yeah, so unfortunately in the code, the game doesn't...
You got a cold mic this time. Why don't you turn that mic on for us?
Essentially, because the game doesn't know in the code of what the previous play was. Like, there's nothing in there that says, well, if we take a sack, that we're going to call a timeout. It's just based on time, score, where they are on the field. So in that case, they're saving their timeouts for less than a minute to go when they're closer to scoring territory, but they don't, the code doesn't necessarily know that it was just a sack. I get where your logic is, and it's good logic, but the game's just not going to know that, and they have to execute better. They didn't execute well on that drive.
Yeah, fair enough. Thanks, Tanner.
Trevius James will run up the middle. St. Louis will start using timeouts now with less than 30 seconds to play.
I just want to make Dallas think about it a little bit, Think about
John,
this victory.
This gives us a chance to think about our player of the game. I want a player of the game from you, not only from the offensive side of the ball, but the defensive side as well.
Well, for Dallas, I do think it's Cameron Duty. He did have a couple of misses, including that interception, but you just look at it. In 2 weeks, I think he's had 9 incompletions, 10 incompletions. That's a really, really great start for a UFL quarterback. So he's really my player of the game on the offensive side. I even though Foxworth had that interception, he's had a couple of good pass defenses. Ben Holton, he has been the anchor of this defensive line, really stopped Junior McRae in any of this running attack the Riverman wanted to get going. They could not get anything going aside from Kaizumi, and I think that was really a tone setter. So that's who my game ball goes to on defense.
Yeah, I can't argue with either one of those at all. James goes up the middle again. St. Louis will use another timeout. For me, Rashad Lockley, who went over 100 yards receiving, had 8 catches, at least that I marked down. Just an outstanding transitional presence from getting his team from one side of the field to the other. And, of course, had the touchdown. He gets my offensive game ball. Chris Reed for St. Louis is getting a look from me, but I'm going to go with Emmanuel Edwards, who had 2 passes deflected, 8 tackles on the game. Again, that we saw. I thought in a losing effort, I thought Emmanuel Edwards played great. And St. Louis is out of timeouts, and we are out of football. The Dallas Talons are going to march away from their home stadium with a 2-0 record. Final score, Dallas Talons 24, St. Louis 14. John, is there anything else you wanted to say that I didn't let you say during the game?
Well, I think Dallas is one of the more impressive teams so far this year. They've got a lot of balance, and when you have a quarterback as hot as Cameron Duty, it's tough to really imagine. It's tough to look at a game on their schedule and go, I don't think they can win this one. I mean, they seem like they could be at any game with this defense and with these skilled players on the offensive side. For St. Louis, you have really good parts about this game, and you have really good parts about last week's game. And I think you just have to kind of like take those good parts and assume that you can put this together. This was a weird game for them. They did not get anything going in the passing game. Their defense was not looking like itself, at least last week. And I think they can put this behind them and get back to a good place. But Dallas is, I think, my team to watch really going forward. I'm biased. I'm a Dallas homer. I live here. But listen, I think this team is pretty special. They're probably one of the more impressive teams I've seen so far in the first 2 weeks.
John, well, thank you for your commentary tonight. Really enjoyed it. Chat, thank you so much for joining us for UFL football. For Cameron Irvine, for John Warren, I'm Josh Circle. Thank you for joining us. The Dallas Talons are your victors tonight. The final score, Dallas Talons 14, St. Louis Rivermen 14. Congratulations to the Talons. Until next time, I'll see you on the internet. Good night from Dallas.